Our Tekken 250 2024 has officially hit the first 100 kilometers. It is amazing. 100 kilometers with no drama, no nothing. 100.8 kilometers. 100.8 kilometers. And this is Mangu on our way to Goigwa, then Vika. Wow, look at those girls. Come on. Life is for the living. Just do what makes you happy. But that looks dangerous. That one looks dangerous because they are on the main highway. Looks a bit dangerous, but I just hope they know what they're doing. Second 250 2024, 100 kilometers from zero mileage. 100 kilometers. What and what have I learned from here? To begin with, the sitting position for this motorcycle is good. Yeah, you must give it to the designers. The sitting position is good. I am just 2 inches short of 6 feet. That means I'm not a very short guy. But I'm very comfortable here. Very comfortable here. Something else I have noted, this motorcycle has a very good turn angle. You see? Very good turn angle. When you're turning, the motorcycle is turning all the way. And this is incredible because this bike is supposed to be used off-road. So you need to have this. You see how much that bike turns? Yeah, it has a very good turn angle. Again, the handlebars are wide. So you can be able to navigate the bike properly. The suspension is okay. I have just finished some off-road with river crossing. The suspension is okay. The tires are good. They're handling the highway properly. They're handling off-road properly. I actually did not even feel any kind of skidding while I was crossing the river. So I can confirm that the tires are good. What else? The brakes are working fine. It has disc front and the rear. The brakes are working fine. This bike is not heavy. It's just 140 kilos. Yeah, you can tell it's not a heavy bike. 140 kilos is just a dual sport. That's a small off-road bike. Yeah, see, now you have some luggage boxes inside this one. I have some lane jackets and some other stuff. Here I have camera gear. I have my camera. I have some lenses. I have a lot of camera stuff here. This one is empty. Yeah, this one is empty. But yeah, they make the bike look big. Although they are also complicating things a little bit because when you see this is me with my long legs trying to come off the bike and hop on it. So with the side boxes, the only choice you have of climbing the bike is this. You see? This one. Yeah. You go in, and when coming out, go out. So if you are short, you're gonna have some little challenge. What I would advise is avoid going off-road with the side boxes. They're not so good, especially if the bike goes down for some reason. You slide and the bike goes down. These boxes can break. They are plastic boxes. If you look at people who do long rides, long adventures on the giant bikes, they don't go off-road with even the metallic boxes. They look for side bags, soft luggage. Yeah, soft luggage. All in all, these boxes are so good when it comes to carrying your stuff. They are waterproof, completely waterproof. And this one has some soft padding for the pillion passenger. If you have someone here, they can lean on that one. The only thing missing on this one is the windshield. We don't have the windshield here. It also comes in handy in terms of protecting you from wind, the windshield. Auxiliary lights, we don't have any extra lights on this bike, but in the meantime, we're gonna have to deal with the stock, which is also working fine. My first impressions and experiences about this bike is that it is a good bike. It's a good bargain for 345,000. It is a good bargain. It's a good bike. If you have any doubts about Tekken 2024, I think the videos I'm doing right now with this one are going to clear all the doubts. The bike is not heavy, the braking is okay, the acceleration is fine for a 250cc. Just a typical 250cc, you don't expect this one to perform like a KLR 650 Suzuki DR. It's just a Tekken 250, which is performing like what Tekken should do. So the exhausts are not so round, but they are enough. You can hear them. Everything on this motorcycle is working as it has been promised. So for me, I really like this bike. Something else I cannot miss to mention here is the fuel. This bike is not consuming fuel, my friend. Uh, I took this bike from the shop with very little fuel on it, and I went and added 2.5 liters. 500 shillings is just 2.5 liters. And I did that deliberately because I wanted to test how much fuel this bike is consuming. Right now we have done 100 kilometers on the clock, and I still have a lot of fuel in that tank. So that tells me this bike is not consuming fuel. Very, very little consumption. Very, very little consumption. Very little consumption. Actually, after the break-in period is over, this bike is going to improve in a lot of things. The way the engine responds, the way the brakes respond, everything in this motorcycle is trying to settle down right now. Everything, from the wheel bearings, from everything, because it is brand new. Yeah, and metal has to settle down. That's why we call this period the break-in period. You have to be very careful with what you're doing. You don't mess around with the bike. You cannot push it to top speed. You cannot do hard braking. You cannot go hard on the off-road trails. There is nothing you have to prove here. This motorcycle is new, and it requires to be handled like a new bike. I expect this bike, by the time the braking period is over, it should be consuming fuel at the range of 35 going up. Even if you get 35 kilometers per liter from a 250cc bike, just be so happy, because that's a lot of mileage, Because this tank will give you 500 kilometers. I just don't know what else you want. I really don't know what else you're looking for from a 250cc. Yeah, I don't know what else you're looking for from a 250cc. I have deliberately left the plastic bags and whatever, these nylons all over the place, because I want to finish the braking period with the motorcycle still looking new. I wanted to get to at least 700 kilometers still looking new. So let's continue moving. Let's get done with what we are doing. We are now on our way back to Nairobi. Okay, we have done our first 100 kilometers. We are now on our way back to Nairobi.